Yo guys, today I just want to share like a testimony. I have a testimony that I've had since, well, something that happened to me in 2023 that was when God kind of cornered me, I would say. So what happened was, so essentially like all my life, like I believed that everyone liked me, and I was a people pleaser a bit. And I was just like, at some point I was like a wet blanket, like people would just walk all over me, do whatever they want. And I was scared to like defy my friends anyway. Like I didn't even know that like the type of relationship I had with my friends. Like I still love some of them. Like I don't talk to them, I keep them at arm's length. Like I consider them like just a part of my past, like nothing more really. Except from like a select few of people. But the way I was being treated, like I was almost being bullied, and I thought like that was normal. Like even my close boys, like they were like they would chat to the people that were basically like bullying me. I mean, it wasn't exactly bullying, but I think I just didn't speak up about certain things that I should have spoken up about. So yeah, like my whole life, like kind of like have a lot of friends, people pleasing as well, and that an incident happened maybe towards the end of 2022, so like December. Involved like a girl, like she was basically like a girl best friend. Like I've known her for a couple of years, and I basically betrayed her trust, and she was not happy. I think the main reason she wasn't happy was because like I didn't care. Like I was kind of nonchalant about the whole thing. Like I even tried to lie to cover up what I did, and then like when she like busted me for the lie, I still played it off. I was like, oh, like okay, like sorry, and like I was just being rude. Then New Year's Eve, like every New Year's Eve, I go to church for like a watch night service, they call it. So you go to watch night service and we basically pray until like it's 1 a.m. or 12, is it 12 a.m? Basically till it's the 1st of January. So before, like the night before we're about to leave, like I think this was at 9 p.m. or something, she said she wanted to talk it out in person. So she pulled up to my house with like a couple of friends in her car. I didn't know that she came with her friends, to be honest with you. Yeah, she didn't even come out of the car. It was one of like her friends. Well, I was friends with that girl as well, but I mean, we're not friends anymore, innit? But yeah, she was just yelling at me. Like even my neighbors came out. They were watching the whole thing. I think they were also yelling at her, like to like leave me alone. But I don't even remember what the interaction between the neighbor. Anyway, that's besides the point. Anyway, but they were just like, yeah, she was yelling at me, one of the like friends. And then at some point, like I genuinely like, she got her point across. Like I actually felt I understood, not I understood, I said like I've gone through what she's gone through, but like I see now where she's coming from. Like I'm the girl's friend, like I betrayed her trust, and like I didn't even care. Like it's just the disrespect. And by the time my neighbors started yelling at her, she banged me in my face, and she just gave me one nice in the jaw. And then I basically like restrained her. I told her to like chill out. And then I let go of her, and then she ran back home. They drove off. So yeah, my mom even saw the whole thing as well. I had to tell her a little bit about it, not really the full story, but yeah, maybe if I'm ever comfortable enough, I'll go into actually I don't want, only because it's her business. I wouldn't want to go into detail about what I did. But yeah, after that whole ordeal, from what I believed, I thought everyone knew. Like a lot of girls just found out. That's what I was thinking, and that's how it was described to me. And to be fair, most girls did find out in Coventry, and some guys knew as well. The guys didn't care, obviously. Some of the girls didn't care. But I know people are viewing me differently because of my actions, which I just became so like paranoid that people didn't like me, and I was scared. Like, oh, they know. Like I could see it in their eyes. I could see it in the way they spoke to me. And then at some point, I was just paranoid, like, and I didn't trust anybody. Like, especially because I stopped. Because the thing is, yeah, about my sixth form. Sixth form is like, we do sixth form for 2 years, do our A-levels before we get to go to uni or college. So in my sixth form, it's basically a lot of people from like my secondary school stayed in that school to do sixth form. So like, it's like a big friend group, the whole sixth form. Like, and most of that friend group is that girl and her friends. So I wanted to like, we were just in the same environment constantly, bro. And like, even my closest boys didn't really do anything about it. Like, they just kind of like if I wanted to go off alone, like, they just leave me alone. So I was just kind of like, nah, I can't do this. So I had to separate myself. But it was less of oh, I've got things to do. It was more of I was scared. I was just paranoid. I was like, no one likes me. My self-esteem was extremely low. My shame was very, very high. I felt very guilty. I mean, nah, I didn't feel guilty because I apologized and stuff. I just felt judged. Like, I just felt alone as well. Yeah, I felt alone. Or lonely, whatever they call it. And at some point, I literally couldn't take it anymore. Because at this point as well, I stopped talking to them outside of school. Because, if I tell you, bro, like, I FaceTimed one girl, like, that I considered a close friend that I could confide in. Like, tell it, like, I used to vent to her, basically. And don't ever vent to women. If you're a man anyway, do not vent to women. And if like, you've got a wife, you can tell her I wouldn't tell her my problems, bro. Just because I wouldn't want to burden my wife with anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can discuss it with her, but don't, like, worry or panic. Just be like, oh, I've got things under control, type thing. Like, deal with your baggage by yourself. And go to God about it. But yeah, don't vent to a woman, especially if it's not like your wife. If it's your wife, fair enough. Like, but if it's not your wife, don't bother, bro. But yeah, so I was about to vent to her about something. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I know it was like low-key significant. And then she was just acting weird, bare muting the call, turning on and off her camera. And luckily I was like distracted, so I didn't even want to start venting it. I was just kind of like small talk. And then bro, she was like, oh, so like, why did you call? And I said, oh, I just wanted to talk to you about something. And then I heard I heard the voice of one of the girls that is friends with the girl that I betrayed. She's like, oh, Victor, like, why are you calling this? Like, or why are you calling this, like, you know, she said the name of the person I called. I leave her alone, we don't like you. thingies here as well. We don't want you to like stay away from her, keep her name out your mouth. Just threatening me basically, and I stayed silent. I'm pretty sure. I just stayed silent, and that's when I was like, nah, I can't trust anybody. So at this point, in my head, I was not friends with a single one of anybody in school, apart from like 2 people. But I didn't even speak to them as well. I didn't want to be around them because they are around people I didn't want to be around. And that's like I still love those guys, and those 2 guys, they're still my boys, in it. But you just have to see things for how it is, and don't, I don't know how to say it, don't like at the end of the day, no one cares about you. Like, honestly, like, that's just how it is. No one cares about you, bro. Like, the only person you should care about is yourself, what you think of yourself, how you want to be treated. And if no one's treating you how you want to be treated, then you don't need them in your life. You don't have to, like, let's say like you've known someone for a couple of years, like, you know, cutting someone off completely is like, sometimes can be extreme for some people, but keep them at arm's length at least. Like, only spit. In fact, I wouldn't even be reaching out to them ever. Like, usually sometimes like they'll have a show, sometimes I'll come to support if I'm not busy, but that's the extent of the relationship. Like, I'm not gonna be inviting them out to go this, there. Like, I've got a new set of friends that are focused and like they know what they want in life. You just don't want to be around negative energy. At the end of the day, you want not only good vibes, but that you want to be around like lions and gladiators, bro. Like, those people that believe they'll make it to the top 1%. You need that energy around you constantly. You need to be submerged in that energy constantly. Like, doing it by yourself, like, you can put yourself in that mode of like grind mode or whatever, but when you're around people that are even better than you, they're making their way to the top 1%, bro, you're gonna be stuck in that. You're gonna be stuck in that mood to elevate. You'll want to keep on going higher and higher. You'll care about nothing, bro. Like, by the time you found your purpose, you're focused on your goals, or you're finding your purpose at least, or being the best version of yourself, like, any type of negativity like people try to like project at you, though, just bounce right off, bro. Like, because you'll have better things to think about, honestly, better things to dwell upon. But yeah, I felt very alone, and at this point I was only speaking to, oh yeah, my childhood friends. Like, I would FaceTime them because they live in different parts of the UK. But because this was exam season, this was like year 13 finals, so everyone was revising. I had no one to talk to, and I wasn't revising as much because, yo, that's even another testimony in itself. I don't know how I passed my exams. I only passed because of God, for real. Hold on, bro. I need to put this in a more. Whatever. But yeah, I wasn't talking to anybody except one person. She was also going through a hard time. A very, very hard time. She was down bad, bro. This was a childhood friend as well. But at some point, like, it just got to me, bro. Like, the loneliness, everything, it just got to me, bro. So one night, my mom was in the kitchen. I came downstairs. I think she asked me a question about like friends, like, oh, like, how are they, something like that. And I just answered the usual, like, oh, they're fine, whatever. But she could tell something was wrong, Because my mom and I are quite close, so she can tell whenever I'm off or like there's something on my mind. And I just started crying, bro. I just started crying. I was like it's so like looking back, I feel bad for myself. Like in terms of like I wish I could go back and like give myself a hug or something, because that feeling, like my whole entire life I've had friends, like people have liked me, but at that moment I truly felt like I had no friends. I literally said, Mom, like I have no friends. And yeah, it was crazy, bro. But what my mom told me that night was the most valuable piece of advice she's ever said to me. One of the most. She said a lot of good things. She told me that, God is there. Jesus is your friend in your times of need. And in that moment, I thought, you know what? Let me pray. Let me pray about this. Let me pray to get through this. At this point, I wasn't even praying for these people to like me anymore. I just wanted to get through this and not see them ever again. I think that was the main problem, having to see them constantly, every single, because school you see them every day. Bro, what I was doing, bro? I was going to school late on purpose to avoid people, coming extremely early to avoid people, staying behind at lunch, or leaving extremely early at the end of the day, or leaving late just to wait for everyone to go. Like, bro, I did not want to talk to a single person, bro. Because even the thing is, it's not like no one wants to talk to me, but like I can tell that you don't like care about me, bro. So I don't want that. I don't want to feel that. I just don't want that feeling stuck on me, bro. It was hard. It was such a hard thing to say. I've never like, I don't think I've ever like, I would have expected that to happen. Like me saying something like that. Like I have no friends. And I was upset about it as well. Yeah, after I prayed about it, and the testimony is that I survived year 13, and I've got something better now. You know what I'm saying? I'm ahead of where not just my past self, but the people in my past. Even if it's just mentally, spiritually, and physically, obviously. I've got an advantage now, and there's nothing they can do to pull me back into any type of basically bondage, bro, at this point, because I was like a hostage. Cheating, I was like a hostage, bro. I honestly, like, I'm grateful to God for the new people in my life I've met. The people I never expected ever to meet people that would care about me, not just care about me, but help me to grow. And like, there are people that will help you grow, like they'll give you advice, but these people pushed me, bro. Honestly, and they seriously cared about me. And I told some of them about like my past secondary school and sixth form past, but like in a passive way, not like in a way to slander myself or anybody. But then they would just tell me like, bro, these people don't care about, like, they even saw that they didn't care about me, and I didn't even like myself. I think once you make Jesus a friend, or God, or whatever you believe in, anyway. So I know God in it, so, and I know that Jesus Died for my sins anyway. So I was brought up in a Christian household. However, my parents encouraged me to know God for myself, and I am knowing God for myself. I wouldn't even really consider myself religious, more spiritual. It's more about the connection and less of the ritualistic side of things. Because people do like take the actions part of being spiritual too far. It even says in the Bible, it's not by your works that you'll get into heaven. Therefore, also, it's not by your sins that you're not going to make heaven. So people try to, be very, very strict on themselves. But only strict in the sense of, what does the church look at? Like, read the Bible for yourself, communicate with God for yourself, and let him convict you of what you need to be convicted of. Like, God cornering me in that moment, that's it. Before I continue, actually, that's, like, God will corner you at some point in our life. He corners everyone at some point in our life to make the decision whether they want to continue to suffer, or continue to suffer for the rest of their life, or become stronger than that suffering, then suffer more to get stronger. And then, you know what I'm saying? Because suffering builds character, honestly. But then if you don't, sorry, if there's nothing to build up that tolerance for that type of scenario, then you're not going to have the character to receive what God has in store for you. Like, honestly. Like, without that whole experience, I probably would, like, still be a people pleaser, be a beg. I mean, I don't think I was a beg, but it helped me to find self-love. It helped me to remember that God is always there for me, and that the only person I have as well is myself and God. That you can't rely on anyone else. Don't even trust people, and then always go with your gut feeling. But continuing from what I was saying before, that God corners everyone, bro. It's up to you to wait. Is that what I was saying before? I think so. I'm letting the Spirit lead me at this point, bro, because I've got no script today. I'm just talking about my experience. I forgot about that whole time, like, because the thing is, I kind of erase pain. I take the lesson, but I erase the past. I don't attach it to myself, my character. I keep the lessons as a character trait, but not the story. The story doesn't define me. The actions don't define me. I mean, the actions make me as a person, but they didn't define me, because the actions got me to where I am today. But, I could be a different person today. Type beat. Yeah, man, when God corners you, just make sure you're spiritually in tune. Look for guidance. Seek knowledge from the Bible. Pray for guidance. And honestly, God is there with open arms, bro. No matter what you think you've done wrong, God will not punish you, honestly. God, I've forgotten the scripture, but I can use a parable in the Bible as an example. The parable of the prodigal son. So if you don't know the parable, there were two sons, and there was a father as well, like a very, very old guy who was rich as well. So he gave both the sons the inheritance, and he said, okay, go and, do me proud of your inheritance, your money. One of them blew it, ended up sleeping with a bunch of pigs. Like, you know, he just became a bum. The other guy, you know, I don't know what he did, but he didn't turn out like a bum. So by the time the what's the guy called? The guy that like turned out to be a bum. By the time he realized that he's like wasted his life away, he went back to his father to beg for forgiveness. That he'll be just a humble servant if, you know, he allows him to stay with him in the house and stuff. And then the father was like just happy to see his son, and the father even threw a banquet for him, celebrating his return. Damn, these kids are too active, man. Yeah. The whole point of that parable is to say that when you do things wrong or sin, you're doing that to yourself. Like, God isn't doing it. God isn't going anywhere. God is still there for you. But by you committing sin, you're just going for, let's say God is here. You're just going further and further away from God, bro. The more you sin. Sin, because God isn't a sinful being. God is pure. So the more you sin, like, he's not going to be able to, it's not going to be easy to reach him. So just all you need to remember is that when you realize that you're a sinner and you confess, you go to God and ask for guidance to come back to that closeness of God. That's all that matters, bro. As long as you and God are tight like this, your path will be, set straight. Just keep that closeness with God, bro. And just bear in mind, every time you do something wrong or sin, what's happening is, it's less of, oh, God's going to be angry with me. It's more of, you're going to feel the consequence of that sin. The sin is what you do to yourself. God has no hand in dishing out punishment. That's like in the Old Testament when God used to punish people. But we're in the new age, you know what I'm saying, New Testament. Jesus has died on the cross and stuff like that. So things are different now. I see resisting temptation and not doing wrong as praising God. And then God allows these opportunities for you to do wrong, either to build character or to build character, honestly. Because no matter what you do, bad or good, it will work together for good for God, the glory of God. That's what it says in the Bible. Look it up, bro. Look it up. Like, seriously, bro. Good or bad, it will work out together for the glory of God, and the proof of that is my actions that I did to that girl. As wrong as it was, it got me where I am today, in a better state mentally. I love myself. I love the people around me. I've helped quite a bit of people. I've inspired a lot of people. I mean, I could have gone about, resolving that in a better way, so that connection could have still been a good connection. But sometimes things happen like that because God doesn't want that person in your life because they're holding you back. In fact, all those people around me, they were definitely suppressing you know what I'm saying? They were suppressing me, bro. No offense to any of them. I'm grateful I met everybody I've met in my life. All those girls that pulled up to my house and banged me in my face. I'm grateful I met them. I'm grateful for all the people that stuck around, all the people that didn't stick around, all the people that left and tried to come back. I'm grateful for every single one of them, bro. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to share that very traumatic experience. It wasn't very traumatic because I forgot about it. I think I took there were more than one things happening in 2023. 2023 was like, I was getting crushed, bro. I was dying, bro. 2023 was rough, fam. But after that, bro, like, yeah, bro, even after getting into uni, like, I was still going through it, fam. I was only like December, like, ending, things were turning around for the better. I'd even say since October, because I started going gym, but even then, like, I was still finding a way to sweep all that dirt under the rug, if that makes sense. Yeah, please, when you have the chance, when God gives you that chance to, because the thing is, when God corners you, it's more of Him trying to get you to realize that He's the way, the truth, and the light. He's the center point that you need in your life. It's like having a stable foundation to a house. Like, you need God as your foundation. Like, when you realize that, because, bro, if like, let's say I was good with God from the get-go, like, tight with God from the get-go, I wouldn't care about all the people that was making me feel anxious, paranoid, and stuff. Like, I wouldn't feel those type of things. But that's what God is trying to get me to realize by cornering me like that, making me feel alone, like I had no one to talk to. Seriously, nobody, bro. But yeah, thank God. I'm gonna be sharing more testimonies from 2023, because 2023 was rough, bro. When I tell you, 2023 was a hassle, bro. A drag and a half, G. I'm glad I got to, speak about this, get it out of my chest. I've never really shared this experience. I think I have with like 2 people ever, or 1 person. I don't know if I don't think I'd tell anyone that I felt like I had no friends. I'm pretty sure I only told 1 person, and it was that girl I was speaking to at the time. Like, my girl, like, the friend, she was like a childhood friend, and she was going through basically the same thing. And you know what I've realized as well about your life, like, about life in general, bro? You actually attract what you're going through in that moment. Like, if you meet broken people, you're probably broken yourself, or deep down somewhere there's unresolved some things. Anyway, guys, if you need motivation, check out my TikTok. It's in my YouTube description thingy. If you want a free workout plan, free training, DM me on Instagram. And yeah, if anything else, if you want to say anything else, I don't mind talking, bro. Just DM me on IG, and if you want to just chat rubbish, or talk about your testimonies as well, I don't mind. And I've got Discord as well, but that's longer now. I don't even use Discord like that anymore. But yeah, have a blessed day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.